Yeah, music really makes me miss my son and my dogs. So boy, listening, you can hear my dog Mudkip, who's no longer with us, barking in the background like the little a-hole that he was. But what can I say? I loved him, and he loved me. We were best buds. Hello, I'm Betty McKnit. And what am I doing? I am here to work on the 6-day superstar shawl a little bit again today. And everyone always asks me, is there a tutorial? Is there a tutorial? And I hate, hi Bessie, I hate doing tutorials. I hate filming and editing them, and it just takes, I'm a terrible content creator, but I love, hi Heather, oh my gosh, it's Heather. I love crocheting and I love hanging out and talking with people. So I'm just gonna keep crocheting on this shawl and we'll see how far I get doing it like this. We'll just see. I know some people like to watch YouTube and crochet along with me. I don't know how many people out there really like doing that. Maybe 3-4 people. I don't know. But this is what I'm doing. So if you want help starting the shawl, watch the video that I did last night and it will get you, you can do the super, I'm working on the superstar. So from here on out, it's going to be superstar. But the first 8 rows of this, this shawl are the same for the star, the superstar, and the supernova shawls. And that's true for the blankets too. So the first 8 rounds are the same. So you can use the video from yesterday up to row 8 for any of the new shawl patterns that I just did. All right. Today I'm starting on row 4. Yesterday when I finished and I changed colors, I went ahead and did the chain 1. Oh, let's get in focus here. There we go. So round 4 starts at the chain 1, single crochet in the same space, 4 single crochet, 1 high, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now if you're looking at the pattern, which I hope you are, because there's no way that you can make this project just from the video. There's too much information in the pattern that you will need to know. So in the pattern where it says 4 and then it has 7, 10, 13 in parentheses, and then it says single crochet. So on this row I did 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those numbers in the parentheses are for the next repeat. So the next time I get to row 4, when I repeat the pattern rows, I will do 7 here instead of 4. And then the time after that, I'll do 10. And then the time after that, I'll do 13. And if you're going to keep going beyond that, it's going to be 3 more every time. Okay? 3 single crochet in the chain 3 space, and then 8 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. and then it says repeat from the star to the last chain 3 space. So the star starts at the 3 single crochet. So stop saying you can't read patterns. Watch the video and follow along with me. The pattern is not that hard to read. I've tried to make it as clear as I possibly could for you. Start using the pattern and the videos together and you'll learn a lot. I've definitely had people tell me that they learned how to read patterns by making the 6-day kid blanket and following along with my videos. Okay, this is an option. You can work in between in this space, and this space if you want to. I just kind of did it automatically because I've been doing it lately. It's just an option. You'll still have 8 stitches. Okay? Just know that this one, wait a minute, this one counts for this double crochet. So just don't get thrown off on your counts. You should have 8 single crochet going across. Hi, Heather. Yes, Heather says she totally learned to read patterns with the 6-day kid blanket. It's harder for lefties too, right? I've tried to be more mindful in my pattern writing about how things are for left-handed people. But I think it's just really hard to know unless you are left-handed. And that just reminded me that I need to go in and flip last night's video for you all. Because you cannot flip it yourself on YouTube, can you? I just realized my posture is absolutely horrendous. I can feel it because I was so long, like an hour and a half live last night, that I can still feel it in my body how long I was sitting here. Notice that I'm doing some of them through the loop and some of them into the stitch. I don't know why. I guess I'm just indecisive today. Here's one that I did. That's between. That's into the stitches. That's between. That's between. I'm glad you like them. I'm just going to put your comment up on the screen. Well, there's a tip for lefties, is just to listen to it. Row am I on? Row 4. Okay. It says repeat from the star to the last chain 3 space. So that is different from a repeat from this star to this star, which means you repeat the whole sequence. Repeat from the star until you get to something means you stop when you get there. You stop the repeat. I've started trying to write them so that it works out either way. Okay, and then 3 single crochet in the chain 3 space. I try to write patterns that I try to take out as much as possible, because who wants to open up a pattern and it has 87 pages and just a bunch of dialogue, you know, like a bunch of stuff you have to read through. It just makes the pattern harder. I am using an eye hook, and I'm using this Lion Brand Mandala bonus bundle. The name of the color is Babar, and I had to order it online. 3 single crochet in the chain 3 space, 4 single crochet, and then single crochet in the turning chain. Whoops. This is where I'm just gonna come clean. If you weren't on the live last night, this is where I cut just a little bit off the outside edge of the yarn so I could have just a tiny bit more of this blue color to finish out the row before it changed colors. I probably won't cut colors from here on out in the project, and I don't think I did on the sample. And I usually don't, but I just had that little bit to go, and because it was so close to the beginning of the project, I thought that it might be really obvious if it changed right there. So I don't usually cut, but sometimes I do. Let's see. Nemo the Weirdo, thank you. It's very kind of you to say. I'm sure you could learn if you wanted to. Oh, hey, Lorraine, thanks for letting me know who you are. Because if you're commenting from inside one of the Facebook groups, it doesn't tell me your name. But if you're commenting on YouTube or on the Facebook page, it does. So let me see. I gotta bring that. Well, that's a good idea. Heather says, I'm gonna put her comment up on the video. She says to point your phone at a mirror so you can watch the video in reverse. Why doesn't YouTube just let us flip it? Seems like that would be easier. I gotta move over just a little bit for TikTok. Okay, row 5, chain 3, skip 2. You know, technically this is not a skip. It should be chain 3 counts or doesn't count. I just found that confusing, and I was getting a lot of emails. So I just say, count this 1 right under your chain. 1, 2. And then in general, that's how I do it unless it says otherwise. Let me see. 4 double crochet. 2, 3, 4. 5 double crochet in the center. Single crochet. Middle one of those 3. And then what? 4 single crochet, skip 2, 4 single crochet. So this is the row of 4s. 4, 5, 4, skip 2. Okay, always my last single crochet is going to line up between the second and third double crochet of that cluster. I'm coming just a little closer. There we go. And then you skip 2. Oh, hang on, let me adjust. Is that better? Why is this is not so good today. I think it was like that yesterday. I wasn't zoomed in quite so far. Yeah, I wasn't zoomed in. Okay, that's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 in the middle. 1, this is row 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 4 to go down. So you're going to repeat it to the last peak. And I don't know if you noticed from 2 rows back, we skipped from setup row 11 to row 4. And the reason I did that is because I like to keep the rows consistent between all the 6-day kid blankets. So row 5 is always going to be the first double crochet row. Row 4 is always going to be a single crochet row after the grannies. But the rows are always going to be the same stitches. So that's why you'll find in a lot of the patterns, it'll go setup round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, 6, 7, 8, and then it'll jump to round 2. If you've ever made a traditional 6-day kid blanket, the original chevron, back and forth, boring old blanket, then you will, you might know that the way you stripe it makes it look like a completely different blanket. And that's why it's one of the things people really love about this pattern is that they can make it over and over again and stripe it different ways, and there no 2 blankets ever look alike. I mean, it's like many, many, many patterns in one. So the original blanket was, the stitch pattern was called Vivid Chevrons. So it has color changes. The contrasting colors are on rows 5 and 6. And then somebody, I don't know who, some smart crocheter decided they were going to change colors between rows 2 and 3 and make wider stripes. And that became a very popular way to stripe our blankets. And that version is called the snowflake effect, or the snowflake blanket. 6-day snowflake blanket. And then some other person, clever person, Glynis, figured out that she could add an extra row 3 in a contrasting color, and that became known as the confetti effect. And since Glynis is Australian, we call it the Aussie confetti. And another very popular way that you see in a lot of videos, or a lot of, photos, the viral photos, is changing colors on the pattern repeat. So the pattern repeat goes from 2 to 7, and they change colors after row 7. And those are like the viral photos, the clickbait photos that you see everywhere. And that we call those viral stripes. And then another one of our mods, Gina Robertson, came up with this really cool variation on the snowflake effect where she made the colors gradually darker and then contrasted with white, and that is called the popsicle effect. So any of those variations that you want to do, you can do on this shawl. You just follow the row numbers and change on the proper row numbers for each of those effects. And they're all on my website if you want to know how to do them. I don't know how many rows I'll get done today. I was on for, I think, about an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes yesterday, and I got all 11 setup rows done. So we'll see. We'll see how I do. I predicted in my mind that I would get 4 rows done. So this is row 5. So the bigger it gets, the longer it takes to do a row. It feels so exciting because it's working up so fast in the beginning. And then at the end, I remember each of the samples. I crocheted all 3 samples for the patterns myself, and I remember all 3 of them. I would be like, I just have a couple more rows to do. I should just sit down and do those tonight. But the rows at the end, they do take a really long time to complete. So I'm just repeating 4, 5, 4 and skip 2 in the valley across. I'm almost to my last point. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. And then it's 4 double crochet, 2, 3, 4, this says skip 2 and double crochet in the last stitch, but I only have 1. Just skip. Bye. This is why I don't like to make videos when I release the pattern. Because then when I do this, I find mistakes, even though it's been worked over and over again and tested. At the end of row 5, it should say skip 1, not skip 2. I see the end of row 6 says skip 1. So I must have made a boo-boo. Chain 3. This is row 6. Hang on, before I move on, now I have to worry about everything being in the screen. In the shot, let me come out a little bit. Hi Paisley, hi Princess Kiki. see what's happening. Just going to check out the other. YouTube does not say I'm live now. Okay. Oh no, it says I'm live. All right, I just can't find it. That's all. All right, now I can go back to row 6. Chain 3, skip 2, 5 double crochet. And remember, if the pattern doesn't say that the stitches go into the same stitch, then that means you work across the stitches. Five double crochet in the peak. And then 5 going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 2, and then 5 going up. And again, I've got a bunch of numbers in parentheses here, and those numbers refer to the next repeat. So the next time I repeat row 6, I will have 8 on either side of the 5, going up and down the peaks and into the valleys. The time after that, I'll have 11 on each side. The time after that, I'll have 14. And if you keep going after that, you add 3 each time. So 17, 20, 23, etc. This time it's 5. This is the row of 5s. I feel like we already had a row of 5s on this project. Must have been down here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it was. I knew I remembered that from yesterday. And then 5 in the peak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 going down. Skip 2. This is an easy row because you don't really have to count. I don't count every row all the time. Um, I know the pattern really well now. But which can be a curse, you know. Sometimes you know it so well. It's like, oh, I don't have to count. I can just read my work on the row below and just follow what the row below is telling me. But if you have a mistake on the row below, then you're just going along without counting, then you're in trouble. Let's get 2, 5 going up. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5 in the peak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 in the peak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 in the peak. It could not be more perfect. Beach weather here. Can I just tell you? Oh my goodness. It's amazing. I feel sorry for people that have to go to school before Labor Day and they can't come down and take their vacation now. I mean, this is Labor Day weekend, so vacation season is like over, ending. And let me tell you, this is like the best. And I don't know why my throat keeps doing that, but this is the best weather we have had all year. I need a virtual assistant who'll go through this whole video and chapter it out in the rows for people. Any takers? I have a bunch of videos on my YouTube that really could use that. It's Especially when you have a super long video like this, you have to have it chaptered. Okay, let me read the instructions while I'm doing this. This is row 6. This is repeat from star. 5 double crochet, skip 1 double crochet and turning chain. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this one came out right. Skip 1. Double crochet in the turning chain. See, now I even have a little bit of ruffling, so I think I was okay to not increase my hook size way back when I could have or should have. Hi, Caroline. YouTube, why aren't you telling me I'm live right now? Here we go. But will it let me change it while I'm live? No, it will not. Okay. Let me see. What's next? Okay, I have a little note here. I think I already explained that. The numbers in the parenthesis mean on the next repeat of rows 5 and 6, it's the number of double crochet that you have on each side is going to be 3 more. So we had 5 this time. Next time it's going to be 8. Next time it's going to be 11, etc., etc. Okay, let's move on to row 7. Chain 1, single crochet in the first stitch in each stitch across, making 2 single crochet in the center of 5 double in the center of the 5 double crochet. So the center stitch, you're going to make 2 single crochet in that stitch. Every other stitch is going to get 1. You see what I mean? We had to do 3 down here, and now we only have to do 2. That is the confusing thing about these patterns, is that number is different for every different star, 6-day star iteration, and I no way have them memorized. You need a cheat sheet for the 6-day stars. That's a fact. You need us a nice cheat sheet. Whoops. Make sure you put it in the center, or you'll be ripping or fudging. And then the pattern says, let's see, you should have 8 single crochet on each end, 2 single crochet in each peak, and 14 single crochet between the peaks. So let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hi, Mary. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So if you're somebody that likes to count, there you go, 14. Thank you, Mary. It's one of the mandala bonus bundles. I'm really partial to Lion Brand. I love their yarn. I end up designing on mandala a lot of the time, just because it's just easy to pull out and start working. Often when I show a new design and I've been working on it, I've been designing it on mandala, the first thing people say is, "Oh, I love the colors." Yeah, did I did control the color change. Where is it? You can see where I have an end. I just had a little bit to go, so I cut right there, and then I changed colors at the end of the row. But I usually don't. I think my patterns, the 6-day, especially the 6-day kid blanket, I think it hides the mid-row color changes. It's, people come into my group, honestly, every week and ask, like, "Oh, did you cut the colors? Did you cut the colors? Do you all cut colors? Do you use cake yarns and cut colors, or do you just let it flow?" Most of us just let it flow. And it is really hard to tell sometimes. I used to be a die-hard let it flow. I don't care where that color change ends, but I've grown up a little bit. And I'll just cut it now if I have a little ways to go. I mean, some people say, "What's the point of cake yarn if you're going to cut it?" But, you know, yarn has knots in it. We have to rejoin ends all the time. Well, the subtle gradient yarns, like the Shape You Swirl, right, are so pretty. I love that effect. The gradient look. Wow. This yarn's got like a big flaw in it. I'm just going to keep going. Yeah, if it's a high contrast color change like that, and I feel like it's going to stick out, then I cut it. I'm going to crochet this flaw right in. I kind of like it. Okay, I'm coming up to the last. Okay, it just says to single crochet in every stitch and 2 in the center. Ice cream truck's going by, or it's on, I can hear it. Yeah, I am. I'm live on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube all at once. Both of my Facebook groups and my Facebook page. I haven't been going live a lot lately. I really need to spread. Oh, you're watching on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on Facebook and TikTok as well. Although TikTok, I don't think the picture is really as good. It's just, you know, on my phone. Okay, that was row 7. It's really ruffling now, but don't worry, it's going to stop after the next round. Let me see what's happening over here. Thanks for the likes. Thank you. I really love this pattern. It's my favorite of the stars. Although my favorite of the star shawls is the star, the actual star. But I started with this one because when my mom was here, she had this blue and purple one. She didn't put it down the whole time. Even when I said, like, Mom, that's a sample. I'd love to give that to you, but it's a sample. So I thought I would make her one. Yeah, no worries. That's what it's here for. I'm just kind of taking my time. I'm probably driving people crazy that want like a real tutorial, but this is how I roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. What did I say? I thought I was going to get 4 rows done. And now I'm on the fifth row since I went live. So this is, let me see, row 2. This is the pain row. So this might be the last one because I might need to lie down after this. Okay, chain 4. And so help me, goodness, if I find a mistake in the pattern, I'm going to lose my cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Counting the stitch under your chain. 1, 2, 3, skip 3. Double crochet 3 together in the next stitch. Okay, here I go. Skip 2, 3 double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, and this is where I have the way that I like to write my patterns. I like to have the fewest number of rows as possible. So, and I like to have as little in there as possible because I don't want people to feel overwhelmed when they look at the pattern and it's just got rows and rows and rows. So I try to simplify. One way that I simplified is I wrote this row so that it could be repeated because it's basically going to be the same from here on out, just with more of these 3 double crochet, skip 2, 3 double crochet going up. So the way that I wrote it was I said repeat, skip 2, 3 double crochet in the next, all the way to the peak. So on that first time you do it, you don't have to repeat that because you're already at the peak. But I just wrote it that way for the next row. Does that make sense? I put a little note in there because it didn't make sense to a lot of people, and I think they found it confusing. But if you understand my logic is so that I didn't have to do setup rows and then, and then repeat. It's just, I don't know, maybe the way I think is weird. So I'm at the peak, so I'm doing 3, 3, 3 in the peak. Can y'all hear the ice cream truck? That's the ice cream truck going up and down the street in my neighborhood. Go Tell It on the Mountain. 1, 2, which I believe is a Christmas carol. Okay, let's see. Skip 2, 3 double crochet in the next, and then it's the same thing. It says repeat to the 5th stitch from the center. Okay, so this is the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm already here. So there's no actual repeat this time. It's just on your first round. I wrote it that way. All right, now we're going to take a giant leap all the way down to the center. Double crochet 3 together. Now you're going to see how my work is going to stop ruffling real quick. Skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 double crochet in the next. Skip 2, 3, 3, 3 in the peak. Skip 2, 3 double crochet. Skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Double crochet 3 together, cluster in the very bottom stitch on the valley. It's right in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 double crochet. Did I skip 4? It feels like a big jump, and it is. Skip 2, 3, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Skip 2, 3 double crochet. Repeat from the start to the last peak. One, two, three, 4. shawl. Thank you, Lana. Yeah, this is the Superstar shawl. There's a Star Superstar and Supernova blanket. There's a Star Superstar and Supernova shawl. And there's a Star Superstar and Supernova Christmas tree skirt or holiday tree skirt. There's where I cut my yarn. That's where I cut my cake. 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 4, 3 double crochet. Let's see, I have a hint. The first time you work this row, there will only be one group of 3 double crochet between the peak and the double crochet in the center of the valley. So even though it says repeat, there's nothing to repeat on the first time. One, 2, 3, 4, double crochet 3 together. 1, 2, 3 together. Skip 4, 3 double crochet in the next. 1, 2, 3. Skip 2, 3, 3, 3 in the peak. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Skip 2, 3 double crochet. See how long it takes? I'm going to be on these lives not even getting a whole row done. 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3. 3, 3, 3 in the peak. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip 2, 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Skip 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. DC 3 together, cluster in the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 double crochet. 3, 3, 3 in the peak. skip 2, 3 double crochet, one, 2, 3, 4 double crochet 3 together, one, 2, 3, 4, 3 double crochet, three, 3, 3 in the peak, okay, let's see what it says to do at the end. The last peak, second peak, skip 2, 3 double crochet in the next stitch, working the last DC3 together, 1, 2, 3 in the third single crochet from the end of the row. One, two, three. Extended double crochet in the last. Yeah, so we only skip 2 in between them, at the beginning and end of the row. So skip 2. And that was the pain row, row 2. Lay it out, admire it, give yourself a pat on the back, flatten it out because you're going to have a little bit of puckering from those big skips. But trust me, it'll all work out. It's going to be beautiful. Hi, Yolanda. Thank you. I love the Superstar. I think it's, out of all the 6-day variations, star blankets, it's the most circular. It's like, it has more of a round shape than a star. I'm going to check and see what's happening over on TikTok. Oh, you like it here instead of YouTube? Hi, Kaylee. I'm using this. It's a cake yarn. It's the Mandala Bonus Bundle. And isn't that so fun? The way that it's satisfying. The way that it's coming out of the center of the cake. I love that. Let's see. The biggest question that I get with cake yarn is, do you cut it or do you let it flow? And I mostly let it flow. I sometimes cut it. Right here, I cut it because I was just this far from the end of the row and it was going to change. So I took a little bit of this color from the outside because there's a little bit of it on the outside as well. So I took a little bit of it off the outside and I just completed this row and then I cut it so that it wouldn't change in the middle of the row. But this pattern, the 6-day pattern, like camouflages the mid-row color changes. It's just that that was so close to the middle of the work that I was afraid it was going to be really obvious. So that's why I did it. And I recommend that in the star blanket patterns, that if you use cake yarn, that you control the colors for the first like 8 to 10 rounds. And after that, you can let it go and nobody is going to know. Okay, well, Mary, thank you for coming over and checking it out. Over here, which angle do you prefer? Is this one better because it's like further away, or I feel like you can see my body in this one in the TikTok. Let me swap out my camera. Okay, I think I'm going to stop for today. Row 2 is kind of a doozy, and I've been on here for about an hour, so I'm gonna take off and I'm gonna get ready for my hula class in about an hour. I need to practice because I'm bad. I'm a bad student. Thanks for being here, everyone. It's been a pleasure, and I'll get this uploaded and chaptered out as soon as I can. All right. Bye. Play my music. There it goes.